So from the point P, we are drawing a perpendicular which represents the instantaneous center position for this link P, and from the point O along OC, we are extending this line. So you can see both of them are intersecting at this point. So this is the instantaneous center for this particular mechanism. Now with the help of this instantaneous center, we can find out the position, we can find out the magnitude of other forces acting on the system. Because now what will be happening is that with respect to this instantaneous center, all the other forces will be rotating, thereby maintaining a dynamic equilibrium. So we can say that we are now interested about the moment of the forces, and for finding out the moment of a force with respect to a fixed point, we should know what is the minimum distance between the line of action and the point of application, that means the perpendicular distance. So now we are going to find out the perpendicular distance so that we can measure the moment at any point of time. So here what to do? So we are extending this line, and then from here I am dropping a perpendicular. So let this point be X. I am dropping a perpendicular here. Similarly, from this point WC, again I am dropping one perpendicular. Let this point be Y. Why perpendicular? This is only to show that what will be the minimum distance between the line of action and the point of application for both of them. Other things remain same. And you can see for this particular force Fr, as it passes through the instantaneous center, so that will not be taken into account for calculating the moment. So now there are certain forces Fp, which is rotating with respect to I at a radius of Ip. Fn is actually passing through the instantaneous center, so that will not be counted. Fr is passing through the instantaneous center, that will not be counted. Fc is at a distance of Ix from the instantaneous center, perpendicular distance. Similarly, Wc is at a distance of Iy, and this force Ft, this is at a distance of Ic from the center. So with the help of this, we can find out what will be the magnitude of other forces. One thing to discuss again is that what is the direction of rotation of the forces. We can see that this force is having a clockwise rotation. This force is also having a clockwise rotation, whereas this one is having an anti-clockwise rotation, and this one is also having one anti-clockwise rotation. So from this we can write Ft into Ic plus Fp into Ip will be equal to Fc into Ix plus Wc into Iy. Ft into Ic. Ft, what is the minimum distance? That is I to C. Plus Fp into Ip. Fp, what is the minimum distance from I to P? Is there any other force which is creating anti-clockwise movement? No. So that is equal to Fc into Ix, clockwise movement, plus Wc into Iy, again clockwise movement. So once we know this value, we can calculate the magnitude of other forces like Ft. Now what is Fc? Fc is very easy. mc into omega square into acceleration. What is the actual acceleration? Small g. This is Fc. If I say what is Fi, inertia force as we have calculated. So that will be equal to mass of the reciprocating part into omega square into, as we have said, NO. Is there any other unknown here? So you have calculated FP. Yes, FP is also known. FP equal to FL minus plus Fi. It depends whether this will be plus or minus, because depending upon the acceleration or retardation acting on the system. That's why this sign is given, minus plus, not plus minus, because initially it will be subjected to retardation. That's why minus, then again plus, then again plus, then again minus. So Fl minus plus Fi. So now this is known as weight of the connecting rod. This is already known. WC equal to G into MC. So when all the things are known, we can calculate what is Ft, and from this the crank effort that will be equal to Ft into R. So this gives us the magnitude of the moment that will be, or this gives us the magnitude of the torque that will be required to find out that will be the torque that will be required as per the problem statement. So this is all about planes construction to find out the magnitude of the forces which are acting on a reciprocating mechanism considering the weight of the connecting rod. Hope that this lecture session will be useful to you, and for any type of query you can directly contact me on the link provided in the email address provided. Thank you very much.